Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. My name is Rose Joshua. Welcome again to Family and Finance. Uh, when it comes to family, most people who know me actually understand that I care a lot about the next generation, the younger ones. When I say you young ones, so I care a lot about the next generation because they are our future. And so today I'm going to talk about family and I'm going to focus my attention on that next generation. Regardless of the age, really, but I kind of have a passion for teenagers and all the way to 30. But if you have a parent, this applies to you also. So, if you are a next gen, this is for you. So my topic today is you're never too old for advice. I'm saying it again. You're never too old for advice. So this topic, I was meditating on the story of Eli, Hophni, and Phinehas. So Google it. So look up the story. And it talks about an old man who was 98 years old. And he had two married sons, Hophni and Phinehas, and they were leaders in the country of Israel. But the young people were misbehaving, and Eli was punished, and his priesthood was taken away from him because he did not restrain or correct his children. Now, when we say children, these are not babies. These two men were married with wives. So, but Eli still had the responsibility of advising them, actually restraining them from doing bad stuff. And because Eli didn't do that, he was punished and his generations after him. So it's a very interesting story. And if you really read it, parents would learn a lot. But today I'm focusing on the younger ones. Okay. I see a lot of, oh, I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. I'm 18 now. I'm 19. I'm like, really? So the fact that you can drive a car and the government gives you a license does not mean that you can do whatever you want. So I want to raise that right there. Yes, you're an adult, but your parents still have an obligation. They still have a responsibility and a duty to advise you. You are not too old for advice. Even when you're married with children, your parents still have that responsibility. So where I come from, there's an adage that says that an old man sitting down can see farther than a young man standing on a mountain. Some people say climbing a tree or something like that. But an old man sitting down can see farther than a young man who is using something for height. Why? That's because seeing is not just with the physical eyes. There's a lot more to seeing and perception and discernment. There's a lot more to it. There are decades of experiences behind what your parents tell you. They have seen life. They've been there, done that. They've made mistakes. They've seen things that they would like to prevent you from experiencing. So when your parents advise you, it's not because they're selfish or because they hate you or because they just want to control you. It's because they care about you. Okay. And I'm saying this with respect to literally anything. When it comes to spending money, some of us think, oh, my dad doesn't want to give me money. Why? Because they want you to control, to learn how to use money wisely. Or if you want to go party, oh, my dad doesn't want me to go party. Why? Because they're concerned that you might get into harm. So we need to be very, very conscious of the fact that when your parents are advising you, is not because they're selfish, it's because they care. They actually love you. Okay. And when somebody truly loves another person, you're not afraid to tell them the truth, the honest truth, even if it's not sweet. Okay. So it does pay to listen to your parents, guys. I remember when I was growing up, there's actually, I've seen a few examples where, things happened and it's like, ugh, we wish that person had listened to their parents. I know one case exactly, no names. You may not know them because it's from a different country. But I know two boys. This was 40 years ago plus. They both graduated from the first tier of medical training. So back in my country, my home country, they have that 7-year medical school, which is just straight. You don't get a degree first. You just kind of finish one tier and then you finish the next tier. So it's a 4-year level, then a 3-year level. So these two had passed, they had taken the exams for the first 4 years. One passed, the other one did not. So let's call the one who passed P, and the one who failed, let's call him F, right? So F and P were not originally friends, but after the exams and P passed, all of a sudden F started being friendly. And, young guys, you would think that he would notice there was a situation, but he didn't read it that way. So one day, F went to visit P at his house. And P's mom pulled him aside and said, "Who is that young man?" And he said, "Oh, he's my friend from school." And the mom said, I don't like him. You need to be very careful with him. And P was like, "You just met the guy. You just don't even know him. You and your, like, you know how kids talk back to their parents." So he said, "Don't worry about it. I got this." And she was like, "I can't put my finger on it, but you need to be careful with him." And mothers were like that. Sometimes we can't put a finger on it, but our intuition tells us something is not right. And so that's what happened. But he didn't pay attention. And unfortunately, he actually died because the other friend poisoned him. So, that was a sad story. But it's a story in which I learned just by observing that one needs to pay attention to what your parents tell you. It may not be like, a drastic case where somebody dies, but it's just little things where the parents have experience and they're trying to save you from making a mistake. I'm going to tell you another story. I know another two young people. Again, this was years ago. I guess because of my age, I can tell stories from 20 years ago and 30 years ago. Um, but this was a case where two kids, two boys, again, boys, graduated from high school together. Actually, two cousins. They were cousins, same grandparents. Graduated from high school together. One went to South Africa to do business. And the other one, his parents said, "No, no, no, you gotta go to school." And so he listened to his parents and went and studied engineering. Anyway, so the young man who went to South Africa, let's call him S, he went to South Africa and within 2 years, he was really doing well. The business was doing well. And within 2 years, he had come back, built his parents a really nice house. And so it was very easy for the other cousin, let's call him the one that studied engineering, let's call him E. So it was very easy for the young man E to feel jealous, but his parents kept reminding him, "Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused." And he actually finished his bachelor's in engineering. He moved to Australia to get his master's and PhD. It did take him a while, but he did build a nice house for his parents, way behind the other cousin. Now it turns out, that the young man in South Africa was actually doing drug business. So unfortunately, he was caught and ended up in jail. So, nobody died, but it's still a very bad example. So again, it may not be that drastic, but it pays to listen to your parents. Okay, so I know that it's not always 100% where the parent is a good parent, okay? I know there are exceptions. There are times when you actually know your mom or dad or one parent doesn't like you just because of the way they're behaving. Maybe they're drunk or they abuse drugs or whatever. Whatever reason it is, a child would know when his life is not safe with a parent. So in that case, get yourself a father figure, a mother figure, a mentor, okay? Somebody you can look up to, somebody you can be accountable to, somebody who will tell you the truth plain and honestly, and somebody to whom you can give the authority to talk to you truthfully. Okay, so get a mentor, get 1, 2, 3 mentors, and actually walk with them. Walk with them and listen to what they're saying. Okay, so the thing with mentors is that they also have their skin in the game, in the sense that if they advise you, it will come back to them. So they would want to give you advice that they can be proud of giving you. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. As you continue on in life, young ones, please pay attention to what your parents and your mentors are saying. Sometimes it's not palatable. Yes, it's not what you want. Yeah, but they have wisdom. And they mean well. They mean well for you. So learn to trust them and learn to listen. And if you do well, they will also reap the reward of their good advice to you. Okay. So, listen to your mentors. And if you don't currently have a mentor, if you're shopping around for one, be sure to connect with me. And I'm open to being your mentor to guide you through a path that I will personally be proud to applaud. Okay, so connect with me today, Rose Joshua 780 680 1334. And if this content has been good, please subscribe and share with your friends and family and encourage them to subscribe as well. Thank you so very much. God bless our families. God bless you, and have yourself a good rest of the day.